Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. Our campaign is on turn 22 and has had some very interesting developments all within the last turn. At the very end of the previous episode, we defended our home capital of Saber Mountains against a big push from our neighbor to the west. These are the Slaves of Zaw Greenskins. And they declared war. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to do anything, though. Every other time I've seen this faction, they stay very tightly compacted into this little gorge or canyon here, and then I never see them ever again. So the fact that they really did push out towards me had me up in arms a little bit. Luckily for us, we were ready to rally an army and get them over there just in time to defend. But that wasn't their only plans, as their faction leader has been pushing through this southern mountain range, trying yet again to get to the heart of my territory. Unfortunately for him, we had a goblin nearby. Also, I have 218 scrap. I'm going to go ahead and start using this, upgrading our archers here. Main reason I haven't been spending this is because I know a lot of my army is going to be made up of tier 2 units for quite some time, and I would rather spend this scrap on tier 2 units if possible. So every single one of these archers is just going to get a faster reload time, make them a little bit better at dealing damage. This, of course, is Argor. He does have a Black Orc Big Boss with him as well. We recently recruited this, and he has not moved at all this turn. And unfortunately, Dusty underweighed, which means he cannot move this turn. We still have a little bit of a wad down here at the bottom that's going to be reinforcing with us, but this guy's got nothing but goblins. We need to make sure we kill Dusty. He is target number 1. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying the content and want to see more, we're releasing videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for this campaign, so please be sure to subscribe. This is going to be our very first underway battle. All right, I have our front line taking up literally the entire passage. And then I'm just going to checkerboard our archers in here, spreading them out a little bit more so they don't get too clumped up. We way outgunned this guy as far as firepower. I don't think this will be particularly difficult, but we need to remember that Argor is a wizard that is very low level, so he's probably going to be relatively ineffective. To help that out, I'm going to spread out our rings of influence, so the left and right side is mostly reassured that this is going to be an easy battle. Let's not forget we do have WA reinforcements in a minute 30, so I am actually going to hold my ground and fast forward this. It looks like he is approaching and will reach us before our reinforcements are all here, it looks like. If he's coming in first, though, no, it looks like he's actually doing a pretty good job of just staying in front of his group, but we are starting to get some of the Orc Boar boys coming down the right side. Once they get in range of the archers, we're going to be able to completely rip these guys apart, I think. Archers are starting to take fire. Let me make sure these guys know which one to shoot. I'm trying to focus as much of the damage as I can onto a single combatant here. The more shock damage you do to someone, the more likely they are to flee quickly. So if we can get all of our orc archers there, that would be great. This is the WA coming in. Wait, this is actually going to ruin some of my plan. Okay, everyone who just joined in the WA, get in front. Oh, God. That's a lot of units, dude. That's a lot of units. This probably isn't a super responsible way of doing this, but that's how we're going to manage it because I just don't have any room here. Now that they've taken down the first group, we're going to switch targets on the right side with our archers just to take down the next row of Orc Boar boys. Looks like the enemy general lost a little bit of his excitement to be on the front line. He's falling back just a little bit after that display. And we're just going to line up our archers again after that. We don't want them chasing after anything, and they shouldn't. I'm pretty sure they will hold position. Because we turned scrimmage mode off, we don't have to worry about that. Well, the first line is clashing. Let's see how they do. We do have some big ol' axes in here we can think about buffing. Let me move... We'll move our whole line up to meet that line. That way we can provide a little bit more assist, but we don't want to overlap with the archers here. These guys might literally be able to do all of this on their own. Like, no kidding. I'm going to send our black orcs that we have in this front line directly towards the enemy commander. Our #1 objective is that this commander dies because we want to confederate his army. I'm also going to highlight every single archer in the area and have them turn to face this guy as well. Remember, we're only fighting with our WA here so far. So this guy is screwed. We also have the big WA ability coming out that's going to increase our weapon damage. And let me cast Sneak and Stabbing onto these black orcs here, if it'll let me. That'll give them armor piercing damage to hopefully break this guy down even faster. And yes, we do see it. Dusty's HP is dwindling fast. His leadership at an all-time low. And we do need to make sure he dies here, unfortunately. We could continue to chase him down, I guess, if we need to. Let's do a control all. Everybody click on him. Do not let him leave, boys. Do not let him leave. We are getting this kill here today. Look at that. Oh, crap. He has broken free. He has broken free. I'm counting on my wizard to be in range for this, but it doesn't look like we are. Casting a spell. I don't think it will connect. I don't have any boar boys to chase this guy down. The spell did hit, though. The spell did hit. He has 400 HP left. He might re-rally, actually. So let's work on clearing this line. Let's get as many of this front line out of here as possible. And we'll just send a small group to the back line here to kill off these archers. With any luck, we are going to see the enemy general re-rally. Remember, he ran all the way across the map to meet us. So he has to run that entire direction back to get away from us. Man, it sucks he slipped through our grasp there, but that's okay. We can make this work. We do need to clean up our archer lines a little bit. It's getting a little gross in here. We can move these archers to the side potentially so they have a very clear shot at hitting everyone there. With that horn, we are getting a re-rally. I'm going to send the black orcs to the left. Oh, never mind. Did he change his mind again? Did I hear that wrong? We do have another WA at our side as well to make us even more offensive here. Let's do some sneaky stabbing buffs onto some of our spear infantry here so they can get in and deal even more damage. Although I think it's just an armor piercing buff. He's permanently broken. He's not coming back. I think that means we'll get the outcome that we are trying to get as Dusty runs away in the underway. We can really appreciate our victory. See you later, bud. We lost about 500 units. They lost 1350 in that last battle. That did not go well for him. We are just going to gobble up some of that unit experience here, I think. But he does manage to run away. Oh, so I didn't get what I want. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Dusty, leader of the Slaves of Zard tribe, has been defeated. The Greenskins' tribal hierarchy is brutal, but simple. Bash in enough heads and take enough loot, sooner or later, you're going to get some mobs and become a war boss. Beat up another war boss in battle, and his mobs will become yours too. Since loyalty is a concept that neither orcs or goblins really care for, be aware that subjugating another war boss and his tribe also means taking over their territory, leading to a larger empire to oversee. Perhaps just keep things simple. No, I think we will be confederating. This means that Dusty is now in our army, and we're immediately going to remove everything that he was ruling over. That means that these guys are now in our army. And, well, rather than just straight up removing everything, let me start to add some units to Arnafulatif's army, because he had just a bunch of goblins getting ready for this push. Well, we could do that next turn. We could group these guys up a little bit better next turn. These are the ones that were fleeing our capital after the last episode. So we've taken over quite a bit of extra territory here. It looks like... Oh my goodness. The Slayer King doesn't seem to be having a good time over here, does he? It looks like there are a few orc factions surrounding us here. Remember, one of our main objectives is to actually control several of these factions or completely wipe them out. I said I'm pretty sure that sometimes you don't even have to do anything for this. Notice the only faction that's still left is Scabby Eye, and he rules around this area here to the west. So we've managed to take some territory. We're moving in the right direction. We should look into confederating these orcs as we go as well, if possible. But let's not forget, conflict is not over in our home territory. We've been taking the fight to ogres, nonstop, and these ogres are still fighting back. Granted, he is pretty close to Dusty and company, but this guy is about to fight Gorger Rock yet again. Gorger Rock is only a level 1 settlement. We could upgrade it soon, but not something I'm going to do now because I have a feeling we're about to lose it. That being said, on turn 22, Grimgore is still pushing in for the Black Fang, which is our WA target with 13 turns left. And of course, this guy's home city that he is desperately trying to defend. It is their one and only remaining settlement. Let's see what we have to do for the rest of the turn. They just want me to move some units around. He's fine there, although we could group these guys up a little more. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. I've recorded all of the episodes so far in one weekend, and I have to say, I am having a blast, at least for what it's worth anyway. This is Argor. We're going to take him down pretty much the same upgrade path we did for Grimgore. We want them to be able to heal up their units really, really quickly. This guy is in Argor's crew, so we're going to give him unit experience as well. I'm actually just banning the rest of these units. I just don't think I need them. This guy doesn't have much of an army. I mean, the trolls are kind of nice, but we could just recruit our own trolls. That's not too big of a deal. By kicking them all out, we actually brought up our income by about 2,000, which is, I hope I don't need to tell you, super good. If we can bring in that money every turn and continue to expand, that would be excellent. In fact, at Blizzard Peak, we can add another building right now. The growth would double dip if we wanted to do that. For instance, we have a growth building already in Ice Spewer. We could put another one here, and that would also help our casualty replenishment rate. I think growth is the biggest thing. If we can get double growth in each area, we're going to be able to upgrade our main settlement of Saber Mountain significantly quicker. The big threat is that these guys are going to get bored and start attacking me, but it looks like we're okay. We're holding. Relations are holding. We do get a chance to look at the enemy buildings for the first time here. And I just hate how they have this laid out. So they have their minor settlements here with Great Skull Lakes and the Falls of Doom. You can see they have tier 3 buildings inside of them, which I guess for the Hag Hut isn't actually that bad. But these buildings can never be upgraded fully because these minor settlements cannot go to a level 4. This is a maxed out settlement, as you can see here. Because of that, it makes me want to break these down. Now, I don't know if this is the right way of playing. By all means, give me feedback in the comments for this. I just like to have most of my buildings centered on the capital. I mean, you can run into trouble with it. We saw that when we were attacked from the west, and the Saber Mountain is currently my only recruiting platform before we confederated this army. But you know what I mean? Like, if I'm investing money into this, I want to make sure I can get the most out of these buildings. And I like to have kind of recruiting hubs. So Saber Mountain is my recruiting hub, and it has a buffer zone now to the west that I can protect it with these cities. I'll probably want to get another recruiting hub down here, probably Karak Azorn, as soon as I take that with Grimgore, if we could take that with Grimgore. That way I don't have to bring all of my units back up here to fully recruit, if that makes any sense. Okay, next turn, please. Oh, there it is. Gorger Rock hit. It says close defeat. I'm surprised it's close. These are full-grown ogres attacking my small little goblins here. I'm surprised it's even close. Unfortunately, that's going to be an auto-resolve. Are they going to take the city? No, they're just roughing it up. And he's kind of heading back for his territory. There he goes. Heading back for his territory. Keep in mind, that's exactly where Grimgore is going. So this guy's basically sealing his fate. Ogres don't have underway travel. So I can cut him off on the northern pass and cut him off on the southern pass. Are we at war? With vampires that have taken up settlement on the western side of this pass. They have 2 settlements so far. I don't really have an army super close by. This guy's strength level 130. We're strength level 2 now, boys. Look at that. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, I'm editing Artifulatif's roster right now. I kicked out all goblins, and we're going to replace those with orcs. That is a decent amount of money to do, but he's stationed at Saber Mountains, and that's my recruiting area, so we might as well do it. Grimgore is going to take a big stride in normal walking stance towards Cuz's hometown. We're also going to take a walk with Argor to cut Cuz off at the top of this ridge. So the only place he can go is back towards his territory unless he wants a big fight with a lot more greenskin. We have 12 turns left on the WA. That is looking fine so far. Dusty's gonna need an army soon. Let me start sending him towards... I know we can recruit anywhere in this province. I'm just gonna try to get him back towards Saber Mountain because our newest threat, the vampires, are over in this direction, and we want to make sure we're ready to deal with that at least a little bit. Whenever I have an opportunity to increase our gold anywhere, I'm going to do it. So we're making our pile of money a hoard and a stunty mine so we can collect gems even faster here. I'm going to send a small gift to our friends in the north as well, just to make sure they stay on my side a little bit longer. At this point, this has been a pretty big investment, and what I was freaking out over here is if you get too strong, the Ever-Chosen targets you and never gives up. Luckily for us, we're actually pretty close to the Ever-Chosen's house. It's like right over here or something. Although, there's a lot of ruins that way. Actually, that's owned by a Nurgle guy, isn't it? Okay. Well, if Ever-Chosen attacks us, we are actually pretty strong. We're probably going to have to rally another army to fight him. But that is a problem for next turn. Grimgore is as close as he can be to the Black Fang, his WA target. Will we get it on turn 24? Roth desperately trying to make it back to defend. He does make it to his city walls. But there is a small chance because it's just a general moving in by himself right now, and he's level 1. So if I can rush him and focus him down, we might be okay. On top of that, he's a wizard as well. So we might have a decent opportunity here. Reinforcements are on the way in. How long do we have? 1:39 to take him down. We do have our boars getting close. I'm just going to bring these to the side and try to draw out some of the attention. We don't want them clashing without our party here, but you see how this guy's falling directly into my trap now. Hopefully it's enough. His birds are coming down towards me. We are going to need spears on the birds most likely, and we're going to need someone to cover our archers on the right side. Okay, give me a spear. Spear the birds. Perfect. Archers, all focus, all focus. And we're going to get our boars on this guy, or we're going to get our boars on these skeletal warriors that are going for our archers right now, hopefully. We do not have a lot of time, but I think we did okay. Hey, nice ram there. Actually bought them a minute. Now, here's the problem with these vampires. Every single time I fought one, they are just able of doing such incredible healing that all of my efforts were basically put to waste. Like, they didn't even matter a little bit. We'll see if this guy's the same. Currently, his HP is sitting at 3,700. We've taken away all of the units he started with, but those reinforcements are going to be here in 16 seconds. And, well, his HP hasn't even moved, so... Well, we tried. Yep, he's just sitting in all of these goblins without a care in the world. Man, you hate to see that. Holy crap. I won, and his inspiration went up. Believe it or not, we might actually kill him before reinforcements get here. They only have so much regen, from what I understand, and we are chipping away at it. Slowly but surely. We actually have another Wah here. I wonder if he's going to be inspired again. It did go up momentarily, but he's taking a ton of damage now. We're ripping through. Wait, he's actually going to go down. Where are the reinforcements at? Hey, I'll take killing one general. I mean, he can recruit one instantly, but that's better than I thought this was going to go. Wait, if I run now, can I keep my boys alive? No, they're the garrison, huh? Well, did the best we could. Killed one vampire. That's better than I thought it was going to go. If I'm just being honest. Unfortunately, because that was a garrison attack, I wasn't able to get my units out. I wonder if that was their former territory and they just retook it. That does have a very vampire name to it. Well, Grimgore is in range of the Black Fang, and our other greenskin is in range of Cuss. Let's see how far he can go. We will be able to cut him off. This is going to be an easy auto-resolve here. Just a few ogres versus an entire Wah and archers full of sticks. Upgraded archers full of sticks. We will get unit XP off of that because we have some tier 2 units we want to upgrade in here. And now Grimgore is going to take a step forward towards the Black Fang. If we're victorious here, we eliminate this ogre faction from the game. I've really been enjoying this formation, so we're going to try it again here as we're pushing forward. We have shields in the front, my black orcs with their gigantic axes ready to flank on the sides. I'm actually going to have Grimgore push in with some archers as well for the flank, and then these shields are going to shift over and hold this spot that the axes are currently in. Over on the other side, shields continue to wrap around, protecting archers in the middle, and then catapults in the back, ready to take aim. Do these guys have anything super fast? They do have reinforcements coming in from the garrison. They do have one set of dogs, so we may have to keep a shield back with the catapult, but we'll just kind of see. Normally when we push in with something like this, it tends to overwhelm our opponents quite a lot. And then of course I have Scram and his boar boys ready to flank anything. Although, oh, the boars do actually trade very favorably. Wonderful news. I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna let him come to me. Our Wah is behind us after all. His reinforcements are behind him. We're going to speed things up and see how they go. They are starting to condense a little bit up front, which is good news for our catapults. They're not quite in range yet, though. If they do a big cluster and then push in for us, I think our wall will hold up pretty well. Don't tell me they're hiding in the trees. No, he's just falling back a little bit. It looks like they're going to try to take the high ground. That does give them an advantage, but they don't have too many missile units to actually use against us. So that might be okay. The Wah is here. Holy moly, that's a lot of units. Okay, let's slow this down. I will try to form this part of the army up and then push in against our adversary. Our WA formation is relatively similar to our main army formation, but I put a bunch of these spear guys up front because apparently spears are pretty good versus ogres. Now, those are goblins. They will die pretty quickly if this army pushes in, but so far they are just holding the hill. So we will make this... yeah, this... Wait, there's even more units in here. This will be group 3. Group 2 is Scram on the flank. We'll get him over here on the right. And then group 1 is our main army that we are moving in with. Okay, that's not confusing at all. So main army is going to move up to here and just hold. While the secondary army, I caught this guy in the secondary army. No, you stay here. You're part of this group, bud. You guys are going to move up. And we're going to just kind of sandwich these guys in the hills here is the plan. Yeah, look at that hold as we move up. We're going to be able to just push these guys back against the rocks. They won't have anywhere to go. It seems like they may have noticed that a little bit. Some ogres starting to move. Maybe they're just getting their formations down. You could just barely see the green tide coming up the hill right now. Bro, actually, what a view. This is stunning. This game, like, has super deep strategy, but let's not forget, it is gorgeous, too. You know what? I think I'm going to hang out here. Catapult is in range. Let's start to fire into the group here. That will force these guys forward. We're pretty much in formation right now. So I think I could take anything they throw out. And if this is what starts battle, at least it is on my own terms. Scram and the Boars are flanking on the side. Let's see if we can find them a good target. I wanted them to kind of hide in the trees for a moment just to get poised. If we could flank in and hit the side hard, that would be excellent. So far, they're not really reacting. Maybe moving. Yeah, they're moving downhill. Oh, hello. Where did you guys come from? Noblar trappers are heading towards our front line. We're going to send Scram in on this with the boars. If they get a flanking attack on this, they should be totally fine. Let's make sure the catapults aren't firing too closely into our boys. No, for the time being, they are okay. Oh, here we go. There was more off to the side. We'll send Scram in on one and Boars in on the other. They should trade favorably with this. This is what they are designed to take down. The ogres are starting to get in range of the archers, and as they do, they will start to get deleted. They're such big targets that they stand so high over our orc that these arrows are going to land true nearly every time. Okay, here we go. Enemy commander is starting to approach. Let's get our flanking army selected. And I'm going to move them into the hills right now, actually. Into the trees right now. To replace that side, we're going to bring in these swords just to hold that gap. Ooh, right side is looking beautiful. Scram, if you don't mind, could you chase that down for me, bud? And let's get our boars in here. I'd rather have the fight a little closer towards us. Okay, flanking team, move out. Left army ready to clash. In fact, let's just rush in with the spears here. Let's get this underway. Move up, boys. You stay here. Spears will collide with their line, and then we'll send in everyone else after. Okay, I need to get these archers out of the trees, unfortunately. But Grimgore and the Black Orcs are already carving a path forward, just annihilating these Noblars the moment they get into conflict. Enemy general actually fled to the other side of the battlefield once he saw Grimgore starting to move. And here we go, shields, everybody. Advance! Advance! As long as we hold that line, we are chilling. Okay, let's get our wah off. Let's also get Grimgore just pushing across this line. And we're going to bring our archers out in formation and have them just start shooting into the backs of our enemies. This is done pretty well, but I think it's okay for our line to start falling apart a little bit. I'd much rather just have damage on this guy if I can manage it. So let's get our archers moved over to the right just a little bit so they can open fire. Grimgore is holding fine in the middle. Let's break these guys off and just charge them forward at this point. Our spear goblins are actually holding up very well on the front line, to their credit. I did kind of just throw them into the wolves there. I will wholeheartedly admit that. I do want my archers just to move up a little bit here if possible. Right side is looking great. Let's get Grimgore and the axes heading towards the enemy general. How are these archers holding up now that they've left the tree line? Beautifully. Beautifully holding up. Actually breaking the enemy there. Leadership is faltering every place we look. The only one still in combat is the enemy leader. More or less. There's still a few guys kicking around here. Scram has been locked in eternal battle with this guy since conflict has begun. And it looks like Scram is starting to get pretty beefy. Now, he's not the only one here, but he's barely been scratched by the enemy general. The boars are coming in just to cement the flank. This guy's not going to be able to go anywhere. And Grimgore is moving in now as well with a debuff to the enemy general. Archers, get ready to fire everyone into the general. Make sure this guy is dead. We should be able to finish him off before things progress. We're going to do a control all attack and speed up. If there's a chance this guy's going to die, we're going to see it here. He is losing HP rapidly. We also have catapults about to shoot into my clump, which I don't really want. Okay, in battle. Decisive victory on the field. We did lose 445 green skin, but this guy lost 2,601. Oh my god. There must have been a lot more nobblers than I thought, because ogres are in such a small group. Like a full army of a full unit of ogres is like 16 guys. So that must have been a lot of nobblers. All right, not a bad outcome. WA target taken down. We have secured victory on that. I do have to remain in control until the end of the WA, which is 11 more turns from now. We do have a threat looming to the west as the vampires are retaking territory that once belonged to Dusty and his boys. But I think that's where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Great episode. We neutralized nearly every threat. Fantastic.